are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, dear friends. And I'll say thank you again for joining me on these conscious evolutions. These opportunities for us to consider our hopes and dreams. At least that's what we're doing today. Hopes and dreams. You have hopes and dreams? Yeah? Me too. I got hopes and dreams. And it's interesting, to me at least, to notice how, at least sometimes, it can feel unachievable. Right? And I find myself worrying about that a lot. I find myself worrying that despite all my efforts, despite all the work I put in, that at the end of this everything, I'll find myself unsatisfied with my acquisition of my level of hopes and dreaming having been realized. Right? And I find myself almost like wondering about that. Because I don't think I am any less hopeful and dream thinking, if you will. I don't actually think so. However, I do believe that the experiences that I've had as of late have taken some energy from me. Right? And today's stream topic is about not letting life take your hopes and dreams from you. And it's almost like it's not letting it take from you, but you letting go thereof. And for me, I find it a little bit easier to almost like create more mental infrastructure than it is for me to let go of things. So I will literally give myself more time instead. Right? Like one of the things that I wanted to be able to do, for example, is I wanted to be able to build a city on the ocean by the year 2044. Maybe I can still do that. Maybe I can still do that. A version of me does. But in that way, that's a hope and dream for me. And if I get to the year 2044 and I haven't done that, how am I going to feel about it? And for me, I cannot have feeling whatever it is I'm feeling, then take the hope and dream from me that gives me the hubris to think such things in the first place. Because I feel our hopes and dreams shape us. It makes us who we are. It gives us almost that shine that goes through this filter that is a person, that eventually reaches the eyes of the person sitting across from us. I see a Sun King sitting across from me, a Sam too, Kristen as well. Bless you, dear friends that are in chat and just lurking, just absorbing, just observing this experience as well. Good morning and afternoon, Mel. Just dropping by for a quick hello. Focus mode at work, but wanted to convey a quick hello. Bless. Thank you. Truly. It's nice of you to come and just say hi, Sun King. Really do appreciate you just spending even a moment with us, friend. Just for like a little touching of base and then to be reminded you're loved. You're loved. Thank you for making the efforts, the progress that you are in being in focus mode at work right now. Taking a deep breath with you. I'm getting lost in the songs of the bugs. Hello from the lurkers in the back. Hey, yo. Little sun face. Wait, isn't that like 6 something your time, Sun King? The fuck are you doing at work this early in the damn morning? He's working. he's working. Pretty sure that's what he's doing at work. I'm sorry. It's not that funny. My mind feels pretty sporadic and scattered right now. Hopes and dreams, right? I think as soon as I start thinking about hopes and dreams, so many things arise in me. Let me list some of my hopes and dreams. And I'll kind of just list, and you can decide whether it's a hope or a dream, right? But in this hopes and dreams, I, in the short term, want to achieve some level of security, right? I have this dream of security, of being okay, of feeling like I'm okay. Then, from this hope and dream, I see myself being capable of acquiring a few things. The hope is for them to be batteries, solar panels, and portable air conditioning. Short term. That's like $3,000. Right? So that shouldn't be too hard to do. And then it can go with me technically as well, which is an added benefit. Then after that, maybe being able to afford a vehicle. I'm kind of split, right? One of my hopes and dreams for a long time has been to own what I call a solar V, right? Like an RV, but solar. And essentially, it should be a biggish bus. I don't want it to be a minivan. Minivan, I think, is going to be too cramped for me. I need a proper place to sit down for my computer. I need a proper bed to sleep on. And I think I need enough space to be able to do yoga inside of my little environment. I think those things are important to me. I don't know if I'll need a kitchen. And if I have a kitchen, it'll be outside. It won't be inside. It will have like a panel that folds into the wall, and then I can pull on that panel, and then I have a kitchen. Yes, hopes and dreams. And then, on top of all of these things, of course, the solar panels fold in on them themselves, and then there's like a single layer, so I can stay in lane, if you will. And then whenever I stop, it unfolds into two awnings that now offer me shade and also collect more sun energy, putting all of that energy directly into my vehicle batteries. So then I can literally just exist. I have solar and batteries with portable air conditioning, technically, right? We acquired that 3 years ago in this timeline. It still works. The solar and batteries, the batteries still work technically, but the solar, might not. Maybe that stays on a roof somewhere. And then I can literally go wherever. I can go wherever in South Africa just by the power of the sun. I can do these streams with you friends. I can show you parts of this world. Maybe I should just take a breath and let myself know that that's a very achievable dream, right? But by what time will I think it's achievable? If I get to buy myself air conditioning and batteries next year, then by the age of 30, I should have the van. There's a little lizard coming up. Hey, Mr. Lizard. Hey, lizard. No, I'm just waving at you, bro. He suddenly like zoomed when I like waved at him. It like zoomed fast, like posturing a little bit. Oh wait, dude. Hello. Cute. Yeah. And then ideally, the hope and dream of being able to share this world with you friends is getting to meet the right people, getting to have the right conversations, and slowly but surely changing our minds, right? Pushing us towards a movement of harmony of our environment a little bit more. At least that's what I want. I want to keep going with the hopes and dreams because down this line, eventually, with enough influence and enough resources, We'll build a city on the ocean. I like lizards. Yeah, I'm up at 3 a.m. A work day at 5:45 a.m. I'm so caffeinated right now. Do you get to leave earlier? That is pretty brutality, Sun King. I like that your name is Sun King, though, despite the fact that you wake up at 3 a.m. Bro, what? Holy moly, Sun King. More power to you. Bless him and more, indeed. Hey, Nancy. Hi to you too, friend. Please, Mr. Fly, please. Please, there's infinity out there in every single direction. And I will slay you. I will slay you. You have been warned. Are you employed by Scrooge and Marley? Who the hell works that early outside of distribution? Maybe he's in distribution. Don't want to bite anyone, but I'm responsible for a bit of IT maintenance, so I arrive to ensure all is good before service day starts. Yeah, that's even bigger of a deal, right? Like, Sun King is the guy that makes sure the world doesn't explode when they get up. Everybody hold this mind, right? If Sun King like oversleeps and everybody goes on their computers, the planet just like goes. Thank goodness for Sun King. I was thinking IT, that makes sense. Sometimes I have to support clients at whatever hours they need. Yeah. So you're not compensated for this. So you're well compensated for this. Yeah, checks out. I do hope so. That was Sam, not the Nancy. My hedonism brain is breaking right now. Those hours are for sleeping and smoking pot. I rarely smoke pot at 3:30 a.m. or 4:45 a.m. Maybe I'm slacking. What is this line between a hope and dream and a fantasy? A serious question. What is this line between a hope and a dream and a fantasy? It is a good question you're asking, Mojo. Right? And it's very apt to ask because I feel maybe the reason the topic in today's stream is that I am noticing in myself that there are some things that can be. I'm watching a lizard catch a little moth now. There are some things in our life, I just like lost my train of thought even. Yes, there are some things in our life that we can acknowledge is very achievable, right? Like maybe it's achievable for me to buy some batteries and solar panels, right? Yes, it's 3,000 US dollars. Yes, it's me saving every single dollar I make for a whole year next year to buy these batteries. But also not undoable, right? Can be done, not completely fantasy. Then the Solar V, that's going to be 50,000 US dollars, all right? If not more. And I would want to build it myself, so maybe I can save some costs there, but it's going to be 50,000 US dollars, right? To get all of the materials to make it something that I actually want to live in. Again, not impossible. Can technically be done. Can it be done in the next 4 years? Tall order. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. Hope and dream so, right? And then, like if I push deeper and deeper, if I push into the ambition I have to have the power to make the decision that we are now going to build infrastructure, right? Like I can talk to someone who has the ability to manufacture like steel vessels, right? The same way they manufacture the ships that literally bring our goods for us, right? Like if you can manufacture stuff like that, you can manufacture anything out of steel. So I can go to these people and be like, okay, here's my drawings. Here's what I'm building. Tell me what it's going to cost. And then they give me a quote, and then I pay that quote. And then, after 2 weeks, I show up to the build site and then I see something. And then 2 weeks later again, I show up to the build site and I see more of that something. And then slowly but surely, we're driving these things out to the ocean. And maybe I got like a little spot. Maybe I have friends. Maybe I made the right connection. right? And then I start a little flower expanding there on the ocean surface. Because why not? Why not? Why not make more? Make more planet. If not, why not? That's what I want to do. It's like weirdly enough, like this hope and dream uh, supersedes, I want to say the word, all of this. I've been hoping and dreaming for this since way before I ever started streaming. Right? I wanted to build a city on the water since I was like 14 years old. And that is like one of my hopes and dreams that feels more and more like a fantasy. And it kills me because it also seems very doable. Seems very doable, but it's like an order of magnitude of the doables that I want to do in my short term. And 2024 is 20 years away. Can I orders of magnitude hard enough? That's the question. I do hope so. I do hope so. With your friends' help, how could I not? How could I not? And I hope that it's clear that the reason I want to build a city on the ocean is because I want a place that we can come together, right? A tech and art hub, right? Where that is what we're celebrating. There's literally dance floors as one of the centering themes, right? Like, oh yes, there's dance floor in the middle, and then like residencies. People come together to dance, to yoga, to meditate, to do breath work, to make art, to experience art together, to talk about the art that they experience together, right? Like these are the experiences that I feel are valuable to the human life. And there is this ambition in me, this belief, I guess, maybe erroneously so, that by starting on the ocean, you're literally you're literally starting from scratch, right? You can try again, and there will be a bunch of little nodes of being and creation like that, I'm sure. Really good question, Mojo. Hi, by the way. So, I don't know if I created any clarity, Mojo, in saying all of those things, but maybe I feel like I understand more of what I'm trying to say in today's stream. That it's not so much losing your hopes and dreams, but gaining an experience and almost grappling with the fact that your hopes and dreams might be fantasy and illusions. I hope, a hope is something held in the heart, a dream is intangible, and a fantasy is well worn paperback you find in your older brother's room. I didn't know what you were talking about until I thought about it. Why? Like, please, to answer your question seriously, Mojo, I think the deciding factor is plausibility, how possible each one is. Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that is what I was going down as well as a rabbit hole. Is like, how is this something I can do? Yeah, I can hope and dream for this thing because I can do that. I can buy batteries. I can buy myself an RV. Can I buy myself a city? I sure want to. I sure want to. Fervently. Doesn't seem to go away. It seems to be very loud, in fact. I'll be 46 by 2044. Where am I standing as a 46-year-old? I did see myself standing on a balcony of sorts, staring over a metallic city that's floating in the water. And it's only the part that comes in contact with the water that's metallic. The inside is lush. As lush as it can be, of course. I imagine these slots. You can like slide these whole pods of greenery in and out. You can move them throughout the city where they're needed more. You can change their orientation so that they don't have to always stay at the bottom. Yes. And again, ultra robotics. like robotics out the wazoo. Like the city should be literally alive. And you should be able to sit down on a bench and start talking to the city, and the city will talk back to you. A virtual city by the ocean might be a good pivot. Maybe. Maybe we'll start an island, you know. That way we at least have some infrastructure to build. And then we'll expand from that island into the water. I don't think you're allowed to do that. And I don't think it'll be good for the reefs. That's why I kind of want to do it somewhere in the middle of the ocean, because you're not going to be hurting any aquatic life. And ideally, you will be like my one of my dreams with these cities as well is that they could technically be sun shielding, and all of the excess energy they produce can be turned into cold plates that literally cools down the ocean, helps save some of our little pieces of coral maybe. Mm. Okay, yeah, good to see. Got to go. See you again in 24 hours. Take care. Bless you, friend. A virtual city might the ocean, be the pivot. Nice. Mojo, what form do you see that taking? VR? Could be an AR thing. Yes, Kristen. Seems that tech is only going to get more insane and accessible. True. We can VR test, run the city way before 2044. This is true. We probably will. We probably will need to. I'm probably not going to be rich enough to bankroll it my, but I might be able to convince people richer than me to see what I see. Yes. Yes. Teach me. Teach me, universe, how to say words in the right order. Please. This is my hope and dream. To learn the exact sequence of words to say. I know one, it's pretty strong. It goes, I love you. I love you, dear friend. I love talking about the future with you. You also have nerdy friends who want to help. This is true. This is true. That helps a lot. That helps a lot. You friends help a lot more than I can ever give you credit for properly. I do hope I try, right? I feel like if you had to pay attention, I hope you do notice how much I care about you, friends. That is something I do not plan on losing. Gratitude. Gratitude is very important to me. And I dream about a world where gratitude plays a bigger role. And it's so interesting to notice how I have to remind myself of gratitude and the role it's supposed to play in my life. So it's this dual understanding that both capable of making the same mistakes that I think our species is making and overcoming them. All right. And that is pretty hopeful. That's something to dream about. All of us are very powerful. And it's truly a blessing being in the company of people as powerful as yourselves. Oh, I'm getting repositioned. Duly understood. Oh, oh, oh. You understand? Oh, good. Good. I might ask a lot. I might ask a lot. I might ask you to show up every single day for the rest of your life for love. It's a tall order. Goodness, how dare I ask such a thing of you? How dare I? But I do. I do ask that. And is that too much to ask? Some might say so. But I do believe you are up to the task. So, right. Right. I show up only for snoo. Or if I had to show up only for snoo. I would be sleeping for months and months at a time. Well, years technically, but months and months at a time now. All right, you have to show up for a little bit more than just that, bro. Little bit more than just that. I show up for love. I show up for breath. I show up for kindness. I show up for presence. I show up for evolution and progress. Progress. Does progress bring you hope? Is progress something you dream about? I don't know if I dream about progress, weirdly enough. No, I do. I'm lying. I had, like, as soon as I was like, is this true? After I say things, I really take a moment to like determine whether or not it's true. But my hope for progress looks like imagining the world change due to it. I'm not hoping for the progress itself, if that makes sense. Right? Like, I'll be hoping for progress, but it's hoping for progress for the sake of the progress will bring about more robotics. The robotics will bring about less human labor being necessary. The less labor being necessary will bring about more free time for us to grow as people, right? Did you hear that song? What the fuck was that? Oh, okay. I think someone moved like a big sheet of like sheet metal or something, and it made that sound, and it was my mind. I was like, there is some sort of eldritch god emerging from this woods. All right, card pulling time. That was the intention. Mm-hmm. 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 This one. Last time I pulled this card was just before I went to Earth Dance. And as I was going live today, and I wanted to join my own stream in here so I can see your friends' chat, saw the thumbnail for Earth Dance and me and Valdu like smiling for the camera with my face painted. And I got teleported for a moment back to Earth Dance. I was like, yes, that version of me and that experience that was had. That hopes and dreams, right, if you will. So pulling this card feels synchronous to me. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You want to do one of these? Protection symbol, apparently. Are all of them doing it the same way? One of them is doing it like this. Some of them are doing it like this. Getting some protection, huh? All right. All right. Let me see. There she blows. This feels synchronous with today's stream topic. Not perfectly, but I think maybe you'll be able to relate to it as well the way that I do. Thinking about hopes and dreams like energy. You are being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events. So it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power. So it's important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords and doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that are being called, that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of energetic cleanup. This is wild to me. Uh, this is pretty wild to me. Like for me personally, it feels, again with the whole Earth Dance thing, it feels like at Earth Dance, there was this experience of, I want to say naivete, right? Not knowing. And there was almost like a energy being given towards this not knowing. And now that I've come full circle, I do know. And in that way, I get to almost retrieve all of that energy I put into not knowing whether or not something was going to be okay. And that can be traumatic as an experience, to now knowing that it in fact is. Sweet. Guys, just smoke weed, you get motivated. No, that's not exactly how it works, unfortunately. And especially not for everybody. Weed is an associative thing. So how you do it means that's how you're gonna want to do it, right? For me, I got very lucky where I started exercising, or I smoked weed. Weed helped me. I started exercising. I exercised while smoking weed, so it became an associative thing for me. So I get motivated when I smoke weed, but form the associations. Do things that motivate you first, and then maybe see if weed helps. Not the other way around. But that's just me. That's just me, White Crow. Because I know there are some things that I also need to address in that way for me. Weed, when I use it in the context of smoking and just watching videos, that's nice. I like it. But it's not exactly a motivated state of being. And I feel, personally, it is something that I could do less of. I believe a message is coming through saying, Mel, could you reiterate about the event? Turned out good. I'm trying to understand the association. Yeah, it turned out good, right? So to give you like what's happening in my neural infrastructure at Earth Dawns, I spent so much of my time talking about Joe, right? And like because the Earth Dawns was happening, and then the Wednesday Joe was landing in South Africa. So that was the only thing I could think about, literally, right? Like my mind was completely preoccupied with this unknown, this uncertainty. I knew she was coming, but I knew nothing but that. Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna be like? Are we gonna be okay? Being in each other's space. And then I got to meet her. And then all of these questions suddenly turned into certainties, right? Of like, oh, this is how, and this is, and this. And now It's almost like I'm gaining energy in hindsight of just retroactively looking at the version of me that used to not know to the version of me that does. Right? And I'm gaining hope in my dreams and acknowledging the fact. I don't know if that was a little too much. The way we make connections in our brains, right? Doc, that is here too with us. Bless you, bro. It's nice having you here. Hold this card on the chakra or chakras that needs cleaning and repeat the following. I call back any lost soul fragments, power or light now. Any vow, soul contracts, hexes, or programs from past or present, from this life or others, that are not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had been taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Strange thing to see. But I saw circular, but a sun. And then in front of that sun came a dragon. And the face of the dragon got closer and closer. And then it gave me a little kiss. And then I opened my eyes. Protection. Thank you. Thank you, Cosmic Dragon. Thank you, Cosmic Friend, for joining me and finding yourself in these moments. It really is a pleasure, an honor, a privilege. That's the good one. It really is a privilege being able to spend any amount of time with you friends, learning and growing and feeling so seen and held. I hope you have the mostest resplendent day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so ardently, effusively, rhapsodically, luminously and fervently, transcendentally, exquisitely, ineffably, mellifluous, splendidly, melt, and all of you oh so empathetic, visionary, jubilant, elevating and nurturing, magnanimous and effervescent, trailblazing, luminescent, inspiring friends who embrace the evolution of their hopes and dreams. Yow! That was a good one. That felt good. That felt like we were like, bzz, 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 bzz. you know, you know. White Crow says, "I am just kidding. Do what you love. That is your biggest motivation." Yeah, that is perfect. That's so beautifully put, White Crow. I like traveling, but I'm not rich, so I work. I travel. I work. I travel. Not much life savings, but I travel to 17 countries. That's so cool, White Crow. Yeah, that is very inspiring indeed. I've been to a total of 3, and I would love to, literally love to, be able to see more countries. So I do admire your willingness to go and do that. My heart feels for you not having any savings. I do. I can relate to that. But at the same time, you are like filled to the brim in the experience banks. Yes, so much. Nice, White Crow. See you there, Maulao. Rest and rise. I'm in Discord if y'all need me. Thank you, Maulao, for making yourself available to our friends. Maybe I'm a hippie too. Maybe all of us were meant to be hippies from the start. Maybe we're just here in our techno kumbaya. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me again. Till we do it tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.